Hey, what's up? I'm going to show you how I organize and back up my photos. This is an Ask Me Anything request from my Patreon member, Lauren. I'm currently working on the same thing as well, and I'm going to show you how I use Hazel to sort my photos and movies into folders by date. Whenever you're sorting your movies and everything by date and time is logical for me because you can group the photos by when they were taken, which is probably the same event. So if you're at a concert, all of the concert photos will be kind of at the same time, right? Now, I usually throw everything into my organized folder, and I'll show you what that looks like. And basically, this is the folder that I just throw things in whenever I don't want to put them into my file catalog. So if I put a couple movies in here, it's going to go ahead and sort those movies into a subfolder under the name MOV. For the movies and photos, I want to go a step further so I can start to categorize them easier and then put them into my file catalog. So I'm going to go ahead and I created an organized by date folder as an example. Now there is a way to do this without using Hazel. All you have to do is do Command 2. Right click and make sure that date created is there, and then you can sort them manually by date, or maybe there's a cool terminal command that you can use, but I use Hazel. If you don't want to buy the program, that's totally fine. I use it all the time. If you're just doing this once, maybe it's easier to find another route. Moving on. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and drag the organized by date folder into the folders area. And then I'm going to create a second folder called sorted. Now, the reason why you can't just do the rule on the main organized by date folder is because whenever a folder is created by Hazel, it means that something new is created, and then it'll put that folder in a new date. You'll see what I mean whenever I go to it. Okay, so I'm going to create another folder called Z_dated. You don't have to put the Z. I just did it for the purposes of this example. So I'm going to go ahead and do plus, and I'm going to say reorg gorgeous. I'm going to say if any file. I'm going to push the plus sign here, and on the first one, I'll say move to another folder, organize sorted, and then sort into subfolder with the following pattern. I'm going to do date created, but I'm going to edit it. I'm going to edit the date pattern by clicking on the caret here, and I'm just going to do the year. Then I'll have it go into another directory by doing this little arrow sign to create additional subfolders. Date created, click here, edit date pattern. I'll go to the month. I'll do another subfolder, date created, go here, edit date pattern, and I'll just do the day. Cool. One quick thing, whenever you click here, go to options and make sure to do replace the existing file. I always have multiple copies of everything, so I prefer just to write over it, but do what you think is best here, but that's what I do. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw all of my movie backups into my Z organized by date folder, and we'll see what happens. So she's copying, and then Hazel's going to start organizing them by day, month, and year and put everything into subfolders inside of the sorted folder. So here we go. Now I have all of my photos and movies organized by year, month, and date. So that way, this is when I went to Japan, but you can kind of group the things together from this point and then put them into your file catalog. Once they're in your sorted folder and you can identify what they are, you can put them into your card catalog. So for example, this was when I went to Japan. So I'll go ahead and I can take this folder and go to trips, and then I can throw it in a folder called Japan. This folder isn't too organized, but yeah, you can start to sort it into your card catalog little by little. Now, how would I back this up? I use Amazon S3. It's super cheap, and if you're not constantly downloading files back and forth or using it as a web server, it's a very, very inexpensive way to store files long term. And the program that I use to access Amazon S3 is Transmit 5. And if you have a bunch of stuff or very large files, check out how I archive large files, and that'll help you upload larger files. I also put them on a hard drive just in case, and maybe Amazon one day is going to die, and there's a video on how to index your hard drives. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm actually going to do this for a video project that I'm going to work on. But yeah, using Hazel and then also putting it on a hard drive and then using Amazon S3 to hold them long term. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.